Okay, so I had some questions about the Pumpkin Lab, so I'm going to explain it here how you were supposed to do each of the methods. So, for example, in the first method where it says simple random sample, it says label each plot from 1 to 100, and then it says use your calculator to randomly choose 10 unique numbers. Okay? These 10 plots will be part of your sample. Okay, so on your calculator, or if you don't have your calculator at home, using a random number generator from 1 to 100, you're going to be picking 10 numbers. Okay, so let's say I'm over here and mine picks 10, 33, 26, 40, 1, 2, 3, 4, 53, 75, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay? You're then going to see which numbers correspond to that on the actual yield sheet. So, for example, the first number I got on my random number generator was 11, which is the second one in the orange column. Well, if I go over here, the second one in the orange column is 47, right here. So that corresponds with the 11. So on my chart here, I would write 47. Okay. Then I would see, okay, 91 corresponds with the number 53. So then I would write the number 53. Okay, so on and so forth. So for example, the 90 down at the bottom corresponds with the number 45, so I would write the number 45. All the way until you get your 10 yields, then you would find the mean and then answer the questions. Okay, similar for the second method where it says stratify by type. It says label each plot 1 through 20. And then it says, in the autumn golds, randomly choose 2 unique numbers. Okay? These will correspond to the plots of autumn gold that will be part of your sample. Whoa, that's cool. Okay? You'd repeat this for each of your pumpkins. These 2 from each type will be part of your sample. So notice how it labeled each of the colors 1 through 20. So now you're picking 2 unique numbers within each one. So you're doing a random number generator of 1 through 20. Well, let's say in my random number generator on the first one, I got 4 and 15. Well, if I go over to my actual yield part, the 4, which is the fourth one on the yellow, would correspond with the number 40. So I would write the number 40. And then the next one, 15, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth one in that second row, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, would correspond with the number 60. I would write the number 60. And you're doing this for every single one of the plots. Fill in all the numbers, find the mean. For the third method, it's stratify by column. So it says label each plot in each of the columns 1 through 10. So notice now, instead of it labeling 1 through 10 this way, it labeled it 1 through 10 this way. Then it says in each column, randomly pick 1 number to be a part of your sample. So let's say I picked 5, then 3, then 3, then 7, then 5, then 2, so on and so forth. I would go over to my actual yield part. In that first one, I circled the 5, which is the first one in the gray column. So that would be this one right here, which is number 29. So I'd write 29, and I would continue sampling all of them, get my actual yields, and then take the mean. The fourth method is cluster by row. So it says label each row 1 through 10, and that's what it did here. And then it says pick a random number, and all the numbers in that row are going to be your sample. So let's say I did a random number generator 1 through 10, and I got the number 10. Well, I'm going to go to my actual yields part, and the number 10 is this last row right here. So that means all of these numbers would be part of my sample, 38, 37, 45, 44, so on and so forth. And I would write that over here, 38, 37, 45, 44, so on and so forth. I would put that all together, calculate the mean, answer the questions. The fifth method is cluster by column, okay? It says label each column 1 through 10, so that's what it did up here. So instead of the rows, it's now doing the columns. It says pick a random column and all 10 of those plots will be in our yields. So let's say I did a random number generator 1 through 10. I picked 2, so I'm now using all the numbers in this column on my yield section, which are these numbers over here, and I'm using all 10 of those for my yield. So 47, 47, 4, 11, 20, 24, so on and so forth, and then I calculate my mean. For this part right here, it wants us to take all the means that we got. So let's say you got 48.2 and 35.3. Let me actually write them. Let's say it's 42.5, 33.5, 42.4, so on and so forth. Well, we have to remember that this is in thousands. So this is actually 4,250, 3,350, so on and so forth. Okay. You guys can skip the part where it says compare with the class because we didn't have time for that. And then you're going to go ahead and just answer the questions the best you can. Obviously, if any of these questions relate to doing this as a class, just skip that. Main part is that you understand how to do a random cluster by column, a random cluster by row, a random stratify by column, a random stratify by type, and a simple random sample.